sequencing emotion in a delicate formation. Numerology's wisdom is a language of vibration. Welcome to the Numerology Hour. Host Kelly Brickel is a numerologist, psychic medium, and teacher. Her passions are learning about the soul and energy. Whether it's working with spirit, emotion, or vibrational numbers, precision and heart always enters the equation. Now, here is your host of the Numerology Hour, Kelly Brickel.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. Hi, it's great to see you. I'm Kelly Brickel, and welcome to the Numerology Hour. And we are back in action doing some readings here today. So, hello. Let me say hello to everyone in the audience. Let me put the comments up. Hi. Hey, Stacia. Great to see you. Hello, Ashley. Thank you for coming on in. Hi, Nikki. Good afternoon, Carol. Hey, Jess. Hey, Mark. Nice to see you. Hello, Mish. Great to see you. Hello, Jennifer McCormick. Hello. Thanks for coming. Hello, Pats. Hello, Gustavo. Wow, people are just rolling on in, ready to go. Okay. All right, everybody. So, we're going to be doing readings. Also, we're going to be taking number questions. So if you have a specific question about numerology, or you just want to have your numbers read, let me know in the comments. And by putting down your numbers or saying, hey, I want to have a reading, especially since I need your numbers, I'll know that. Like that lets me know you consent to me going to you. And additionally, please let me know if you have a question. So you can ask for a general reading or a question, or you can have a specific question about numerology. So we're going right into kind of having a reading show today. Sometimes I like to talk a little bit beforehand, but we're going to be going into doing readings. So by your birth date, you can let me know your question when I pick on you, of course. I encourage you to ask questions, or I encourage you to look at an area of your life. You can give me a section of your life. You can say like love, or you can say health, or you can say relationship, family, travel, or you can just say general. You can say that too. All right. Okay. So I'm going to take a drink of water because that always helps me. And then away we go. Hello, Gustavo. Thank you. Let's see here. Hello. I'm going to say hi to everybody. Hello, Presh. Hello, Presh. Hello, Shadow. Hello, Ariel. Nicole. Thank you for coming on in. All right. Oh, hello, Sherry. It's great to see you, Sherry. Hello. Okay. So let's go into it. I'm going to go with Ashley. Off the gate. Out of the gate. I don't even have a fresh piece of paper over here. I'm so silly sometimes. Do I? Oh, here it is. Sometimes I wonder where I put all my paper. And then I've just gone blurry because the camera apparently doesn't like when there's hands. All right. So, Ashley, do you have a question? If not, absolutely. Let me know if you do. If not, I can just do general. So I'm going to put down your numbers. And everyone, if you could write out your month too, that helps me a lot. When you write out your month, that makes me know what's what, because in UK and in America or other countries, we swap them. Okay, so write out your month. So thank you for doing that, Ashley. All right. Your attitude 3, Ashley. Personal day 2. And then you are a life path 7. All right, I'm just double checking. Yep, that's all good. All right. So let me scroll down. Okay, woohoo. Okay, general. Okay, excellent. Okay, Ashley. So you have an attitude 3, and that means that you are a natural, like comedian, or very quick-witted. You're very quick-witted naturally. Now, you don't showcase this to everybody, especially with your 7 involved. You kind of are like sleeping until it's necessary. Like I wanted to say like a silent killer, like with the way that you pick up on things, or able to be exacting at times, or what you notice. You can surprise people a lot. Hello, Jennifer Rose. Hello, everybody. And so, but you have the 3, and 3 is the energy of Mercury. 3 is the energy of the communicator. It's the communication is clear naturally within you on the inside, and it's just a matter if you want to share that with the outside. Okay. So please always know that with your friends or people that you trust, like you are like very, very one that could talk for hours and hours, and that means you're in your element when you open up, and really it feels good too. So I always say with this placement, if you wanted to with like your best friend, you could be on the hour for like on the phone for like 6 hours, okay? Because it's just like, again, just a natural flow. Not every number can do that. Some numbers are just like, I am done after 45 minutes. I got to go do something. But please know it's a sign that if you are talking and open, those are some of your people, because your naturalness is coming forth. Okay. There's a natural sensitivity to you. Since you're born on an 11, you're born on a 2 day. And you're saying general question, please. Well, I'm just doing general everything. I'm like, sometimes I go back and I go, hey, did you write anything new? Okay, so there's a natural sensitivity to you. And if you can understand this, you like learn very quickly, like not to get taken advantage of, because the 2 placement is observing, but it has the softness, and you're just like, hey, no, I'm gonna let you know what I need to do or remove myself from the situation. So you developed from a young age strategies in order to protect yourself. Okay. So that surfaced. You also are the life path 7, and 7 is thank you for understanding. 7 is the number of the natural investigator. Okay. So there's 2 sides that come out when people are life path 7s. And so I'm kind of teaching for a moment as I'm reading for you. So the 7, for some people, they can go into the line of work of being the mathematician, the scientist, really develop the brain and the higher mind, or even the philosopher. And also, it's developing the spiritual side, and not every 7 journeys over to the spiritual side of life, but it's so natural, honestly, for the 7 to be expressed. So like within the work that you're doing, you are satisfying your natural 7, because 7 is the seeker, and it's the wisdom finder, and it's the person who doesn't just learn, but the person that thirsts and is ignited because of the reason why, and finding the newness. So accumulating knowledge, that's like stuff that's already been discovered. The 7 wants to find the inconsistencies and the new stuff that is yet to be discovered. So it keeps you on the edge of your seat. And so there's this lifelong thirst for what's out there, like what's next, what's possible. And you get to merge that actively with spirituality in your line of work. Thank you for understanding. Okay. You're in a cycle of 4, Ashley. And so this is when you're really looking this year for you. The whole theme is looking at the home life. And also, like, being called to, I have to sneeze, so maybe that's the truth. Being called to the dynamic of the student and the teacher. Okay. So you're being pushed now more than ever to share with others the things that you know. And you get to refine that if you want to be the student, and you could be the student with spirit. Okay. Like, you could sit down and channel more. You could take classes. However you look at that, it's basically about taking what you know and building upon it, or being so compelled by what you know, it spills out of you and you feel called to help others. Okay. So you will explore the teacher versus the student dynamic within how you want to go forward with this year. Absolutely. Teaching has come up so many times. Yeah. It will tug at you, whether you decide to do it this year or not. It will tug at you with, is it the right time? Is it the right time? And I wouldn't be surprised around, because I always tell this to people around seven, what am I saying? Around September, numbers always get amplified for us with our cycle numbers. And I'm talking about your personal cycle right now. So this will get amplified around September, and you can further choose what you want to do with that. Regardless as if you do traditional teaching or not, you will find within your family, like, it could be your partner, it could be your kids, it could be your friends' kids, or even friends, you feel actually in the capacity to teach and help more than you normally would, because you feel a little bit more sturdy. But redecorating the home, moving furniture around, adding new objects to spruce up rooms, and feeling like your house or the place you live has to support you differently, that's definitely coming up as well. Okay. Very classical themes. If you have any, again, you wanted to ask general, so it's like sometimes when I'm like, is there an area? But what I'll say to you is this year is much more of a grounding year. So it's a mixture of healing mixed with figuring out how you're going to expand yourself. But it's like the planning side. So you're healing your nervous system, and you're going a little bit more slow and steady, and you're being careful. And this is very good, because you're building yourself up and getting strong so you can continue to do more. Next year will be very fast, and it will be definitely ride by, the seat of your pants. I don't even know how to say words today, but you get it. And a large part of you will be very satisfied by it, because you'll feel like you're living it. Okay. I do feel like the teaching aspect has a chance to come into play, and you get to have fun with that. I also feel like you're going to explore like partnering more next year, whether it's with teaching or mediumship. And next year, I keep saying next year on this, because this year is like a more like solo building year, and surrounding yourself with people you already trust. And next year is going to be like, I dabble more with people I don't know and new people to open up and expand further. And it's like, it's going to be a mixture of finding a couple like diamonds of people you go, oh, okay, yeah, that was a good experience. And then other people you're just like, God, they're not all keepers. Okay. So this year, especially next year, just when you're ready, sample, and just treat it as a learning experience. So don't feel slighted. Don't feel like that was a waste of time. It's there to teach you. Okay. So teaching moments. That's the theme, teaching moments. All right. So I'm going to give that to you, Ashley, and thank you for understanding, and thank you for being willing to have a reading. I'm honored. Yes, whatever is meant to come up will, that's for sure. It's true. Thank you, Ashley. All right. Let's go to, I'm going to send love to Jennifer Rose, and Lynn's in the house. Hello, Lynn. Hello, hello. Thank you for coming. Ashley is beautiful. All right. Okay, I'm going to go to Pat. Pat Sparrow, 11. Let me know if you're in the house, Pat. Just going to scroll down. Okay, excellent. Do you have a question? You can ask whatever you want. You can ask for a general. It's up to you. Just making sure I have the math here. Okay, so I'm going to start with a general, Pat, and then you let me know if there's anything more, okay? All right. So you're in attitude 2, a personal day 5, and a life path 5. And we're just taking part of the chart. We're not doing a full chart reading. There's so many more numbers to look at in numerology, but we have a nice little chunk of what's going on with the person. Okay, yes, you want to change your life for the better. Okay, yes, that was up top. Okay, well, the great news is that you're in a cycle of 3 right now, and that is the time to just do that. Oh my goodness, you're in one of the best years to be able to really feel like you can actually have results with that. So 3, and it changes every year for us. These cycle numbers that I'm talking about. So like Ashley was in her 4 and you're in your 3. They change for us every year, but they give us certain themes to live out and play through. And so you're in your 3, Pat, and that is the number of communication. It's the number of opportunity. It's the number of socializing. It's the number of making friendships. 2 can be that way too, 3 as well. It encourages you to be extroverted and to open up your life. And also encourages others to really see you in a brighter, more positive light. So 3 is the number of lightheartedness. It's the number of socializing, where it kind of just makes it easier. It's like, it's the least, serious number. It's very just fun and feel good, okay? So when we want good things to happen or like lucky things to happen, 3 is really our friend in this placement, okay? So I'm going to give that to you first of all. I'm saying, good, we have this number in place, all right? So last year, to give you some kind of like clarification as well, you were in a 2, Pat. And so there was really heavy themes of healing and going within and very intense emotions and reflections were coming up. So it helps you clear out things to do the work. All right. And then if you can understand in 2024, and I feel like also in 2023, there were some pretty big turnaround moments. And so you've been turning around for like 3 years, like 4 years already. It's just you're really kind of trying to go, where are some of the results? Where are some of the results of all this hard work? Like I feel like I'm in a place where my life can be better and should have been better maybe by now. So you're kind of reaching out to the universe on the other level saying, please, I've done the work. If you can understand these things, Pat, let me know. So the great thing is this is a number where landing a job is always easier, okay? Because 3 is a number of movement, okay? So if you are asking for help with others who are able, you have to find the people who are actually wanting to help, able to help. But if you're looking for a job, thank you for understanding that. If you're looking for a job or you're looking to partner with other people, speak. Let people know this is what I'm looking for. I'm showing up. I would like to be a part of it. And if they're already saying, yeah, like, we're doing this too, or I'm interested in that too, very easy bonds come together. Now, it isn't always instantaneous. The first time I do something, boom, I'm going to get it. But if you show up this year, like if you interview and put yourself out there, the magic number of 3, around 3 times, heck, if you have to go through 4, it's pretty easier than not that something lands, okay? So I really, really encourage you to get out of your shell, and the universe will take immense steps towards you. So there's a saying, like, you take 1 step towards God or the universe, and God takes, or the universe takes 10 steps towards you. This is a year that will really, really, yes, showcase that. All right. Another thing is that you have a personal day of 5. So when someone has a personal day of 5, this is like an outer layer of how people observe us and interact with us. And kind of we find ourselves in situations through how people are reacting, right? You have a 5, and so that means that sometimes to others you appear unpredictable. Sometimes to others you appear like they kind of can't figure you out. So that can make people a little bit trepidatious or unsure if they can trust you at times, or they have to maybe like really size you up to get to know you. Or if they're very, let's say, adventurous or, risk takers, it actually encourages them to come up to you and bond with you. So I talk about this placement because sometimes it's not the best for landing a job. Sometimes it's not the best for people saying yes right away, all right? So what do we do to neutralize that? We come in and we just put our best foot forward, and we come in with the energy of reliability. We try to lean into the energy of predictability, and we also let people know about us with how we are responsible. Like we have to interject that into the conversation a little bit more when people are getting to know us, and they go, oh, like you just have a fun personality now. Like now you've put my doubts to rest. You're just an adventurous personality. You're just, kind of a person who is full spectrum. You're a person who's lived, you're worldly, okay? So like all you have to do is change the energy and change it in your favor, and then all of a sudden people go, oh, that's that feeling. Okay, got it. Thank you. So show up with or interject in the conversation some evidence and some displays of how you are reliable, and it doesn't have to be I'm cleaning up my act. I'm becoming this way. Like really affirm of the ways you've already done it and what you've learned, okay? Because that showcases the integration and that you are that rather than trying to be that. And I feel like that will be very praised and very intriguing to people and very heart-opening for people. So you should do that in general with your chart, but it will really help with getting a job and meeting new people. You also have a life path 5, so you are made to try different things and be in different environments, and having a new chapter within your life like you have some numbers have survivor energy where they're able to cope with changes better than others, and you really do have a survivor energy to jump on the next boat and just be like, we're gonna try this. So the energy is very good. It's very uplifting. It's very abundant right now for you. Keep your chin up. Be kind to yourself and give yourself credit for all you've done so far, and let people know, like past tense, what you've already have accomplished, and showcase how awesome you are. Okay? And I'm going to give that to you, and I think that's going to help in so many places with the momentum that you've already done and are continuing to put forward for yourself. So I'm going to give you that, my friend. Thank you, Pat. Okay. Hey, Lynn. Hey, Michael Christopher. Hey, Arnie. I'm going to go to Arnie. Arnie, let me know if you have a question. Hello, Lana. Hello, Maggie. Hello, Colin. Colin, put down your numbers if you want. Hello, Colin. Hello, Diana. Hello, Danielle. Hello, Watkins. Thank you, Watkins. I appreciate that. Hello, Andrea. Hello, everyone. Thank you, Pat. I appreciate that. Okay, no question. But are you open for a reading, Arnie? Yes? You came in saying hi, but I felt drawn to you, so I'm asking. I can only read if you give the thumbs up. So Arnie, okay, all right. So if you can, give me your month and your day, or your month, day, and year, please, Arnie. Colin, you're hilarious. I asked Colin for his numbers, and he said he was born in 1862 BC. You're a time traveler. That makes a lot of sense, actually. Okay, May 30th. Thank you. So you're an attitude 8, and you're a personal day 3. Okay. All right. So, we've talked about this with you, Arnie, so we'll do a short one, since you don't have a question. You are in a year of endings. So I encourage you to really enjoy letting go the old parts and being open to the new energy that is already coming on in. So frequently with an attitude, a cycle, my brain is wacky, with a cycle of 9 where you are in, Arnie, in a cycle of 9, what happens is, and I like to talk about this a lot, so it does come up when I do this show, but our family members and even our friends, they will react differently to us. Things they typically didn't understand or perspectives they gave to us, it's almost like they see us as a new evolving person. So they work with us different. It could be in the negative. Usually it's within the positive, though. And they're more forgiving and open. And they're willing to share things with us that help us to understand that, wow, it's not just me. Everybody is truly growing with life, and I can actually be more comfortable and be in a place of forgiveness this year, because it's not the same. I'm not the same. I've grown. So there are constant moments that are going to sprinkle in all year long like that. You have a personal day of 3, Arnie. And so in person, especially, it allows people to come to you and feel like you are of good character, that you are kind, and that you are open and receptive. This is a great number for establishing opportunities. This is a great number for making friends. And a lot of times you just have to sit back with a smile and let somebody come to you. So there are more opportunities I'm feeling for you that if you simply show up, voila, the universe provides. I'm encouraging, if you can, like some more fairs or some more shows. And I'm hoping that you greenlight at least 2 more this year if you have not planned them. And I want to give that to you, and I want you to take that seriously. There's something about like you getting out of the house with your work that will help give you exactly what you need with the next meeting of beautiful minds. Okay, so I feel like I need to pass that on. And then you said for this year, I'm not the same as well. Over the past 4 years, I have grown and healed a lot. That's beautiful. And I definitely believe it. 4 years ago, you were in a cycle of 5, and that is the number of change. So we are forced to change in some way. We might not be fully ready, but it happens. And then the 9 truly gets us ready. The 9 is the last stage of the healing for a portion of what has happened. It's not for everything, but for a portion of what's happened. And so, yeah, you can, right, you're going to really feel the transformation, But when 5 comes along, it ushers us where we need to go next. As completely crazy as that sounds, we go, how is that even possible? How does a number of change find us and force us to change? It's a ridiculous concept to even say, but it takes us to our next journey. And so I'm seeing like a rainbow bridge when I'm seeing that. I'm seeing rainbows. And so when I think of rainbows, I think of full spectrum. I think of opening up our hearts, opening up our personalities, open up our empathy, open up our spirituality. So there's been truly a rainstorm and then a rainbow, or tornado within a rainbow, a crisis and then a light. And I want to say the phrase heaven calling. I don't know if that means something to you, but whether it's heaven calling or heaven called. And it brought your heart to a different home. And there has been a transformation, and you will receive another transformation next year. I mean, next year is year 1, and people who have healed or have the capacity to heal and be conscious about it as yourself, as you're walking this path, when they get into their 1, they're able to really embrace. I almost have this new start feeling energy. Like grief feels different in a cycle of 1. It's still there, but it's a very different feeling. It's a very, very much more belief and motivated feeling of what you can do and what you can accomplish. So I think the good feelings and the healing is just going to continue to amplify. Like sometimes we go through healing states, and they're deeper in some years than others. Or we get a pause, and we get to focus on the work. And I just feel more expansion, more healing still, more opening up, more activations, more channeling, more like your brain is being completely restructured as well as your body. I just feel like this enormous DNA restructure, consciousness restructure. A lot is still going on, but it's like really, really, really good. So that is what I'm feeling for you. That's what opened up when I was talking about healing and transformation that the 9's going. to continue to stimulate for you. And rainbows are just huge for you right now, whether symbolically or actually you're adding more color to your artwork, or you're seeing more rainbow themes, or channeling rainbows. I don't know. Like I said, whether metaphoric or actual, and I think there's something actual to this. I just don't know what extent. I'm going to give that over. I just feel rainbows and even hearts. Like I feel like you've been seeing hearts. Can you understand that, Arnie? That you've been seeing hearts like show up in random places, like whether maybe you could have maybe been making soup and you spill a drop and the drop's in the shape of a heart, or there's a leaf that's a heart, or something that's not supposed to be a heart, but it is all of a sudden. I'm going to give that to you and then just let me know. But a lot of signs are showing up for you. And there's so much internal work going on with Spirit. I'm encouraging you to get out of the house and go to shows and share this energy with people. People need to be in your presence and be inspired by the things that you are doing when you are at home and when you are in this creative bubble hub, frequency. Saying yes all over with a heart. Spot on. Thank you for understanding. You'll continue to see hearts. Something about bubbles with hearts, or something with bubbles. Just putting it out there. Okay, maybe a bubble will find its way to you, and that's like your next sign. I feel like sometimes some feathers will find their way to you, so there's something with feathers too, but definitely something with bubbles. A bubble will find its way to you. All right, so that's love from the spirit world, and a thank you from the spirit world for really, really, really just opening your heart and continuing to use it. When I watch all of you, on SSN, I always see that is so cool. That is so cool. That is so cool. I love that. I love that hearts are your thing that you've been experiencing, especially for this show. I love that. That's really cool. Thank you for letting me know, Arnie. Very, very cool. I appreciate you. Appreciate you so much. Hello, Michael Christopher. Hello. Thank you. Let's see. I love it. I love how they're talking about painting in the comments with Benno and Mish. Benno's giving her advice with like acetone and leather. I love it. Like we're having like artwork teachings in the comments. I love it. I'm okay with that. I think that's super cool. All right. Colin, if you're open for it, I did feel drawn to you. I know you said that you were born in 18 BC, 18 something BC. Let's see. Oh gosh. Oh, I don't know if you want a reading. Do you or don't you? He's very mischievous, Colin. He really is. So I have a lot of fun when I see him, just from his vibe. Yes, do what you need to. Well, since we're here on the Numerology Hour, if you're open to it, Colin, I would love your month and day. And if not, I will do one special and pull a card for you if you do not want to put down your numbers, since I was drawn to you. So I'll pull a card for you if you don't want to put down your numbers. It is up to you, Colin. Dealer's choice. Yeah, Benno. It's cool. I appreciate it. Michael, Christopher, do you see a circle? I sure hope so. I sure hope so. I see a square and a triangle too. We should do shapes for our exercise. Michael, you're funny though, but yes, I do see a circle. Yes, an actual mediumship circle. Being facetious with you. All right, May 11th. And Colin, do you have a question or just do you want a general? You just let me know, Colin. I'll start with a general, and then if you have a question, then I will go from there. Okay. So we have 511 for you, and this explains why you're like, Kelly, I don't want you to put out all my secrets, but you were joking. Well, a 7 would say that, because that's how a 7 thinks. Even when joking, it's actually a little bit truthful, a lot of it truthful. So 7s like being mysterious in this placement. They like observing others, and they are not quick to want to be the one to share. Okay, they prefer to learn and observe, and that's how they get to know people with their preference. So it is a placement where you get very smart people, because that's how they apply their life to learning in general, not just with people. They're very quick learners because they know how to pause their minds, absorb, and observe. 7 is the investigator number. It is the number of the higher mind and wisdom. So, and I know, Colin, you to be a spiritual person. So it very much excites you to have your mind stimulated in eureka ways. You have frequent channels and downloads, and this is something that you have had all your life, but you had to open up consciousness to what was happening to different levels of what was going on. So I just feel like at a young age, you'd always have these eureka moments. And even when you're young, you would like write down notes. And sometimes you wouldn't even know what you're writing down. So there'd be like a lot of random notes or scribblings that you would find around the house. This could be as a teenager too, but I'm aware of that you're younger. And then you would find them and just go, oh yeah, that's what that was. Oh yeah, that was a great idea. And so you're understanding these things. Why can't I grow a mustache? You're funny. You're funny. Why can't I grow a mustache? You're making me laugh. But so there's all these like scribblings and notes, and really like this is probably not a eureka. This is me just kind of describing your energy, but all these scribblings, and this was showcasing that at a younger age that you were channeling, because symbols would come through, and things that even didn't make sense would come through, or parts of what you could remember would come through. And so you've always been a channeler. I also feel like you took this into art even before you were making art on a channeled level. So I feel like you would, if you can understand this on paper or Post-its or like newspapers, you would draw symbols a lot, and you wouldn't think anything of the symbols to make them into artwork. It would just like come out of you, and then later on you're like, oh, I could have maybe done something with that. That's a cool pattern. I feel like there's crossover with that, if you can understand that. I just see there's crossover with that, or something to do with family and crossover with that. And you can tell me yes, you can tell me no, but I feel like the scribblings were coming out, and then they were acknowledged for being artistic or for having a good idea, and it could have been talked about. What I feel like it would have been talked about. I did a lot with symbols. Did anyone in the family comment about the symbols with you and say, hey, you could do something with that? I don't know if you actually did, but it's like inspired conversation. Yes. So Yes, and that's what made me think that as well. So did your brother ever talk about the symbols with you and want to do something, or did he do something with your symbols? I just feel like there was a discussion about it. Yes, thank you. Thank you for understanding that. And I just want to acknowledge that. I feel like that's important to talk about. Thank you. I just feel like there's a thank you, like within that, of encouraging your brother. I feel like there wasn't always acknowledgement for like how you encouraged or how you had your head on your shoulders in a certain way that helped him understand things. Okay, so I just want to acknowledge that for a second. All of a sudden I'm seeing symbols and I'm not quite sure. All of a sudden I see a 4-leaf clover, and I usually know what that means, but 4-leaf clover, I'm not sure how to place it. So I'll just be honest. So I'm seeing a 4-leaf clover hover, and usually that means a connection of Irish descent within the family. Sometimes it's a link to the name Patrick, but I'm just seeing it there, and I all of a sudden don't have a feeling attached to it, but I just have to talk about it. Okay, so I also feel like it's interesting because you're so stimulated and you get so much information that sometimes it's pure stimulation, and then all of a sudden it's like depleted. And you've learned to just like ride that feeling off and out, where you go, okay, I'll just come back. Like I go up and I go down. So I feel like sometimes your constant is a little bit up and down feeling. And I feel like you've smoothed out a lot of that, but I feel like it can continue to smooth out. And don't feel like you just have to be one thing and you are the way you are. The part about this life that is so amazing is we can be whatever we need to be. And so if you need to be more inspired or healthier, if you need to have something that's good for you, I just feel like there's no obstacle. The only obstacle is if you feel like, well, I don't normally gravitate to that, but if you want it, you could. So anything is possible. I feel like I'm supposed to encourage you to remember anything is possible, everything is possible. There are no limitations on how our body, our minds, our heart works, and anything from the past defining it is BS, because we are in every reality we want to be. You're saying, okay, I enjoy riding the waves. Okay, so the waves can be as high or as low as you want them to be. Okay, I just feel like kind of like an Arnie's like message before. You can rewrite what you feel like the pattern of the waves are, and I feel like that's like really, really important to pass on. So I'm gonna keep it. Family member is in Ireland. Okay. Thank you for understanding that. I wanted to do more with that, but I just feel like it was a floating clover. Just a floating clover. Maybe there was something like that I could have worked with, the floating aspect. But this is exactly how I am, Kelly. I guess what I just mirror to you is we can be whatever we want to be. And if you want to be exact in how, then that is exactly how. And I tip my hat to you, sir. Okay? So Embrace how exact you are in every moment, but don't forget to shatter the ceiling and the limitations of it as you're being it. And that is a message that I pass on to you. I have a certain meaning to the clover. Well, could be a card. I'm not sure. I picked up the clover and I didn't know what to do with it. I didn't know what to do with it. You're gonna have to. You might have to tell me afterwards. But I appreciate that you understood the clover. So I'm gonna give that to you. And then you're saying, and now you do 1862 B. Now can you do 1862 BC? You're funny. You're funny. Well, that's an 8, my friend. And the 8 is about harsh truths, or truths that are meant to break you open to get you to what you need, not what you want. So the 8 is the number of truth and power, and it will slow you down or speed you up only if you are connected to truth. The truth will give you speed, and the antithesis will slow you down. So I pass that 8 on to you in the 1862 BC as well. All right. So I'm going to give that over to you. I gave you kind of like a more thoughtful message. I felt like I didn't want to go in like super deep, but I wanted to go in deep enough. So thank you, Colin. I appreciate it. Arnie said, gotta run, but bad electrical storm there. Wow, that's kind of fun sounding, but I don't want it to fry anything. My goodness. Number 8s. Jennifer, you definitely connect with 8s. Okay. Mary, you're up. Hello, Michael Zen. Hi, Michael Zen. Welcome. Mary, you're up. So numerology, let me know if you're still in the house. A numerology reading works where you give me your month and your day. You can give me your year too as well. And I go into the energy of the numbers with your birth date. And that's how it works. If you have a question, you can ask it as well. And if you don't have a question, I just read your energy and see what comes up. Colin. Often the clover means luck. Yeah, that too, absolutely. That will come up in the readings, but I understand it as something else. And smashing the ceiling is very relevant. Okay, good. Good. That was connected to everything I said as well. So there was an overlying theme. However you'll take it, just please. All right. Jennifer McCormick. Yeah, he is funny. He is funny. Oh yeah, we're so sorry we didn't get to you growing a mustache and advice with that. I'm so sorry. Maybe that has to do with the number 8. The number of truth. It will grow. It will grow when you embody the number 8. I don't know. Number like infinity mustache. Look at that. You'll just have an infinity mustache rocking it. Okay, Mary, you are up next. Thank you, Colin. I appreciate that. I really do. Okay, Mary, let me know if you have a question. If not, we'll just do the general. All right. So, Mary, your attitude 8, personal day 6, and then your life path is a 2. Yep, that's right. And you're in a cycle of 6. I love how the art discussion is still going on. I love it with the solid or dolly. I love it. Okay, question. Will my business be financially successful? Oh, okay. All right. Beautiful question. Lovely question. All right. We kind of feel into it. Okay, so I feel like, and you let me know if this is me connecting, Mary. I want to make sure I'm connecting. Can you understand that your business is in like the researching phase? Because I just feel like I'm writing things down. I'm having ideas. I'm making sure if this will work. I'm making calls. So I'm really in kind of like the logistics of putting things together. I'm in that phase rather than going forward with everything just yet. I'm not in the actual manifestation of the business just yet. I'm in the creation business part. Infinity eyebrows. I'm just going to wait for a second and then I'll just continue talking. So I feel like this is, I'm just going to say it, I'm just aware of you making phone calls, either asking for advice with others or being taught how to do the business from others. Because I feel like, I'm figuring this out and I'm taking on responsibility, but there's an aspect of that. There's other people involved as I'm figuring this out. Can you understand this, Mary? You can tell me yes or no. I just feel like I'm learning from somebody as I'm putting it all together. And I want to make sure I have this right because I want to go into a different piece of it if that is so. And okay, I'm just going to go into a different part of the energy and you just let me know with the things that I have said. Oh, here we go. Mary said, yes, I'm working on it. I recently got certified as a sound therapist. Oh, that is so cool. That is so cool. Okay, so you receive teaching from people and sound therapy from people. I do feel like, so can you understand as you are working on it, you're actually on the phone, if you can understand this, or the computer, and it's like you're talking to either your peers or a teacher. I don't know why. They just feel like it just doesn't feel like a teacher that is guiding you at this point. So you got what you needed from the teacher. So there's something about like you're getting advice from friends or family or the fellow students or other people in the intuitive sphere. It feels like more like family advice. It could be people of different ages, but it just feels like I'm getting advice from people around me to figure out what to do next. Because what's coming up is it's like I'm getting financial advice, I'm getting strategic advice, and I'm getting experience advice of others. So I feel like you're putting it all together because you're just like, how am I going to get this in action? Okay, so the strategy, it's been a lot of talking, you personally meditating and writing things down, but it's been a lot of talking. I feel like this is very important to talk about too. I feel like that's why I'm like, can you understand talking on the phone with people of your, it could be family or friends, but I feel like they're your people and you're trying to figure out different angles on this business. From successful sound therapist. Okay. But I just feel like it's outside your teacher actually. Okay. All right. So I feel like that's in motion. I do feel like I would like to say to you that there's an aspect of this where you have this. Thank you for understanding this. Thank you. I feel like there's an aspect of this where you have to walk outside and talk to someone and go and get a venue. It could be a yoga studio. It could be a library. It could be a shop. It could be a bookstore. I just feel like it's very, very important because I feel like you're a mixture of a planner and then somebody who just goes and does it sometimes. And like you feel like you want to be very careful with this because like you really love and respect this idea and this business. But this is the time I feel like when you feel it within your gut to just kind of go out and just, while you're getting the help from the other people in your life, just go out and make it happen. And then you can take that knowledge and bring it back to your friends and peers, and they can go, yeah, okay, that's the next step. I'm glad you did that. Yeah. Because it's like, I'm really, really taken to, you have great ideas, you have great support, and there's like a lot of figuring things out. And it's like, it's time for the doing as you're figuring things out. It's time for the doing. You're saying it's a mostly virtual business on Zoom and YouTube. I did wonder about that, but I am also seeing an aspect that's needed to be outside of that. I feel like going outside the home is going to teach you about sound and setup and feedback. And there's something about that that's very important. I also think, can you understand how the people who are giving you advice that their main clientele is not virtual, it's outside the home as well? Tell me if you can understand this as well. Because there's vast differences between the two. And I feel like there is learnings to happen and needed to happen outside the home as well. And I feel like that's very important. And it could be even the supplies you get. You don't have to get everything on Amazon. You're saying, yes, absolutely, my time will be freeing up to put this dream into motion. Okay. I just feel like there are connections beyond Zoom and YouTube that are very, very important to be integrated. And I feel like, I don't know if you're like involved with a church, but there's something about like a church. It could be like, non-denominational. It could be spiritualists. I don't know, but like something like a church. I feel like there's a connection to sound healing where like you can utilize this and help with this out in a church and like healing like settings, so that you are actually creating healing songs to be played, and even people like sitting in the audience and hearing your music, as well as people laying down and meditating and feeling the music. So there's like a theme of people want to actually encourage and understand about what you are finding within the sound therapy. So I feel like there's something that you can discover that's quite unique. Can you understand how you will discover like different frequencies and rhythms that other people haven't used yet? Like you will look for vibrations in between notes. I know that sounds very weird to say, but there's something about like vibrations in between notes or clusters of notes. I don't know, but it's something about changing or utilizing these rules to create different types of healing. It's about finding pairings of notes. I'm just gonna put it out there. But the reason I say that is because I feel like you get like these all of a sudden these inspirations where you'll just be doing a bunch of things and trying it, and then you'll just be like, oh, look at that. Yeah, that's important. I just found this piece of information. And I feel like this applies to the music. Only connected to the online spiritualist community. Okay. Well, maybe I'm looking at this and I think it's more physical, but maybe it's actually online. But I feel like you can play things for a spiritualist community or a church. I feel like that's relevant. And I feel like, I don't know, it's so interesting. It's like the YouTube, Zoom, spiritualist vibe. It almost feels like physical more so than online, but I could be missing it because as I'm feeling it, I'm aware of how it feels. I'm like, interesting. But I do feel like there needs to be connections outside of Zoom with buying instruments, with meeting people who are doing this as well. I feel like, again, community building will not just be solely on Zoom, solely online. I think that's important to experience and how it magically comes up. But I do feel like talk to people who are doing the services. And I feel like they'd be open to listening to your work. I feel like that's in the mix somewhere. And I feel like that could expand to more than one church. Okay. So I want to give that out to you. You asked about like how your business is doing. I feel like it's in the exploratory stages until you go out there and say, I want to put something together. I want to play something. I want to present my music. I want to give the healing. And you could have something not even fully prepared, but as soon as you get the opportunity, you have an attitude 5, so you'll prepare it. Like them saying yes, you'll tweak something, maybe you'll make something completely new. I don't know what you're gonna do, but as long as they say yes, you will be ready and have something created, and that will be the magic of the moment. So it's my advice to you is you're overly planning. You already have the certificate. You already went through the class. You already have people on your side. You already have a dream. So go out and make it happen. Your 5 is all about spontaneity and going with the moment. So you will succeed. Okay. And as long as you're taking care of yourself, that's like the number one thing. As long as you're taking care of yourself, then on to the next gig, on to the next service that you can provide for a person or a group. But the number one thing is taking care of yourself so you're able to do more of this. And so that's what's coming in. Okay, so you have to be good to your digestion, and you have to be good to your body. I feel like the sound healing is helping to heal those things, and that's why you've been so excited to do it in the first place and bring it to other people. But it's time to pair that with other things as you continue your healing journeys. Okay. And that is what's coming in for you. So thank you, Mary. I appreciate you coming on in. And the last thing I'll say is really quick and people trust you, Mary. As long as you put yourself out there, people trust you. You have a personal day 6, and that is a number where people all of a sudden just go, all right. You look like if you want to do it, you could do it. So the only thing is you have to actually want to show up with enthusiasm to do it. You have to just be committed to that you believe you can do it. So as long as you're not shaking in your boots while you're asking, you're going to get it. Believe in yourself. Eights and sixes and fours, as long as they are calm, people go, you look reliable. Okay, I should take that seriously because you do. All right. Absolutely. All right, we're going to have one more. I'll go to Lynn. Maybe I'll do like two. Maybe I'll do two really quick ones. I'll do two quick ones. Okay, so Lynn, absolutely, Mary. Let me know how it goes. Let me know how it goes. I would love to hear about it. I'm rooting for you. Like, that sounds super cool and super exciting. So Lynn, ask. We're gonna do a couple quick ones. I'm really getting my energy back. I don't have a cold or anything. I tickle my throat, apparently, as I said that. I'm really getting my energy back. So everyone, thank you for bearing with me. Sometimes we just have to like reorganize how we're using our energy, and the body takes like a while to catch up. So my body is catching up, but I'm getting there. All right. Lynn, you want a general, a quickie works. All right. You sure don't have anything specific, Lynn? I feel like there's a question in you. That's why I went to you. So I can do a quickie answer, but I feel like there's a question in you. I don't feel like you want a general. That's the reason why I picked you. Give me a question. I know Lynn, so I'm okay. Career path. Thank you. Okay. All right. So your attitude 2, and all right, your year's a 3. So and we are. So your year is a 3, and we are in May. So you're in an 8 right now, and you'll be in a 9 next month. Okay. So I feel like I'm in the energy of overthinking things. I feel like I know a little bit of what I want, but I'm still figuring out other pieces. And you kind of just need a breather. And we're at the rise of a cycle for you. So yes, you're in the 3, but you have the monthly cycles. So we're in a rise within a cycle for you where you get to step back and see if what you're doing is working. And if it's not, then you need to just take a break, take a deep breath, and I feel like tweak the plan. If the plan is working, don't tweak it. Okay? So I don't know everything that you're looking at for career. I don't. I just know some things. If the plan isn't working, tweak it. Okay? But I feel like I'm overthinking, and if it's working, then don't keep changing it. You're doing something right. Just get better at it. Just deepen it. Just add ways to enhance what you need from it. Put the word out. Just let it be seen more. Okay? So with the stuff that is working, don't continue to tweak it. I feel like this is very important to say. With the things that aren't working, we need to take a step back and review. All right? So in July, you have like a reset within the year where you have really good open energy to reset things and to make some good different tweaks. But right now, it's kind of like, well, you're directly looking at the results. So I want to like really encourage you. Sometimes you're just not in it, where it's just like, okay, like I need to see all the time. Is this working? Is this working? Is this working? Like, no, this month is like you slow down and you observe, and you're looking at the totality of your experiences, not just the weekly or not just the monthly. You're looking at the whole year. You're looking at last year. You're looking at the last 8 years. You're looking at the last 7 years. I probably want to say 7. You're looking at the last 7 years of you going about this. And I want you to really lean in and trust yourself on the things that are working. And look at how far you've come and really acknowledge that. So that's the number one thing that comes up, because you are a high achiever and you have to water your garden if it is working, and not uproot the plants if they haven't even fully taken effect. Trust what's working. That's huge. You said, I have come far in the last year. Yes. So I want to acknowledge that. So I want to acknowledge, like, we don't have to change a lot of things. We just have to change a couple things. Okay. What else comes up? I feel like also that you're going to have to kind of figure out which one it is for yourself. But I feel like you need to still adventure, but not under the pretenses that it's going to give you something you need. You need to venture as a Pisces and allow yourself to like be healed, to relax, to have fun, to have connections, to have, I'm going to use the word again, epiphanies, because you are opening up your energy and you're living. And that energy will come back to you and replenish and reconnect your work even deeper with what you are discovering about yourself and innately who you are and have been. I feel like these classes or these discoveries, whether like it could be like a more vacation style class or it could be a more like a learning style class, but I feel like you need more adventures like this, because these are things for soul discovery that just deepen the work, rather than I have to be better and it's going to unlock that next part of me that I don't have. That's like a thing where it's like you have a lot and you're doing a lot, and I think you've found a lot of the formula already. It's just about now enjoying it and having a good time. But your soul is not done learning, but it's not for perfection. It's not for the missing piece. It's for contentment and joy, and little sprinkles along the way. Yes. So that's what's coming in. So I actually think like the classes aren't a bad idea when you gravitate to them. I do think that's a part of what makes you happy, but it doesn't have to be for improvement. I actually think you're doing so many things like right, and you are successful, and the work you do is beautiful. So that's a little bit from my perspective. The rest was not from my perspective. It was just simply what was coming in. Okay. So there's a method to this madness, and follow where you're drawn, but it isn't because you have to fix something. It's just a part of the journey. And it's more Pisces than it is Virgo. just let it crash on into you what you need to absorb from the experience, and then just take it as soul growth. And then you are, just this wise, lived, experienced woman who is just scooping up the richness of the universe and helping other people feel prosperous and rich too within who they are. That's what I'm getting for you. Okay. All right. So that was a little longer than expected, but I had to do it. All right. So let's kind of go a little bit quick here. So, Anne, 2025, you say, do you see good things coming to me next month, please? So you are an 8. You're an attitude 8. No, you're an attitude 9. You are an attitude 9. So okay. Well, so Anne, you are in a cycle of 1, and it's important. So this is a year where there's like renewed, refreshed energy and motivation. And so it's very confusing for us sometimes because we're like, oh, I felt better this year. But then it's kind of just like, why has it gone away then? I thought this was supposed to be my year where I felt different. I thought this was my year where I was feeling better. Oh no, I'm back to where I was, or I'm not seeing the results. And that's actually very natural. So on one hand, please don't beat yourself up. Please don't think that it's all going to the wayside. Please don't think that something's wrong. The 1, because it's a new vibration for us, we have to learn how to stabilize it. So as long as you're keeping on your plans and goals, and as long as you are waking up, putting one foot in front of the other, like, you're going to see another pocket of light and something is going to unfold. Okay, you're saying things were so depressing and sad recently, all 5 months. Okay, all 5 months. Well, the year is not over yet. So we gotta keep going, okay? Can you understand how you've had more energy though? So I have to acknowledge where the 1 is helping. Can you understand that even though it's been depressing and sad, and I'm really acknowledging that, it was sad, very tough one. Can you understand that all right. So I'm gonna feel this. This is another not very quick one. So let me just kind of sink in for a second. Do you understand how last year, okay. 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 So I'm going to say it like this. I think I kind of understand. All right. I just had to feel the energy for a second. So a part of the reason why this year is difficult, even though it's actually motivating you to be different, I want to acknowledge about the 1. Things have been different. Can you understand that there's been changes? So let me know if you can understand this. Can you understand that there's been changes that have very much so separated last year from this year? And last year was kind of like things were comfortable. They were changing, but they were more comfortable. And now this year is forcing you to change, and it's been very difficult and uncomfortable. It's like things are coming up beyond your control and in your control at the same time. So it's like family issues and also personal issues where this is just very hard. And you're saying, yes, negative changes, nothing goes right. I think that in a strange way it is going right. I'm not discounting what you're saying, but we're in waters that is forcing us to learn how to swim different. It's forcing us to learn how to feel different. It's forcing us to get stronger. Okay, so sometimes when we're like, this is horrible, it's because our survival mechanisms are being turned on and it's really, really uncomfortable. And yeah, bad stuff happens to turn our survival mechanisms on. But it makes us stronger, tougher, and it's going to show you things in you that you didn't think you knew how to weather. It's going to show you things in you where you didn't think you were that type of person. And you're just like, oh my gosh, okay, well, I didn't think I was like this, but I guess I'm hanging in here still, even though this is horrible and I'll never choose this. So it's changing you into a person that is able to be more independent, even though right now it does not look like that. It's allowing you to stand on your own 2 feet eventually. Okay? So I want you to take like a bunch of deep breaths and focus on some of the changes that have happened. Your like health issues have happened. Okay. Luckily that during a 1, we can move with health issues a little bit easier than the other numbers. So the energy is on your side more so than not. It's taking you into a place of uncharted territory. Okay? So as long as you are showing up for yourself and trying, so like this year is about not giving up hope. Okay? And 1 does deal with the body. 1 deals with the body changing, the body getting stronger, the body having to move. Okay? It's all about how energy moves through you and you're compelled to go forward. And what that brings up within you, whether you hit a wall, whether you're having struggles, changes. And I feel like part of the reason, if you can understand why this is like so hard and why all of a sudden these weird things are coming up, so it's not only emotional stuff, it's physical stuff, health stuff, is because for many years, if you can understand, there hasn't been a lot of changes. It's almost like for 20 years, if you can even understand this or more, you've been a kind of a similar person to the person that you are now. There's for 20 years plus, there hasn't been a lot of changes, even though there's been hopes and dreams. And so what life is saying is, you don't know how to do it, but we're going to move your body, because you move your mind and your imagination, but you haven't been able to move your body. So what's happening is things are happening to make you very uncomfortable. So your body is changing in order to usher in the changes that you have to receive. But instead of it being easy, it's going to be difficult because there hasn't been a lot of previous changes. So the universe is actually working to move you. Okay? It's neutral to the universe. The universe doesn't really look at positive and negative like we do. And the universe doesn't experience it like positive and negative like we do. But things are moving around, and it's going to get you into a new place in life. I don't know how much different, but it's definitely going to be different. And you're going to learn tools and learn about your power in ways that you've never had before. So you can get through this. You're unfortunately, you're kind of forced to get through this right now. That the one's bringing that into your life. It will not be worse if you just continue to put one foot in front of the other and say, what can I do today? I'm going to try. The one rewards trying. As long as you try, and even when you fail, you say, I'm going to try again. because I believe I can get past this. You don't have to figure out how sometimes. You just have to show up and just be like, I believe. And you just try. You just try something. And if that doesn't work, you try something else. Okay? So yes, one will reward that energy of showing up and trying, because rewards, like, remember, think about one, it represents youth. It represents the first stages of growth. So life in the universe rewards what is innocent, rewards what is new and what is pure, and knows that it will be difficult for that transformation to happen. So you have this innocence to you, which is beautiful, and life is inviting you and even forcing you in ways to crack open these parts of you. Okay, so yes, it actually does feel positive, even though it doesn't feel very good as well. Keep going, and keep trying, and let me know how it's going, but keep going no matter what. Okay? All right. All right, I'm going to give you love, Anne. And yes, this is new uncharted territory. You are in the land of one. And if you keep going, it will be better. It will be better. Okay. All right, everybody. So I wasn't sure kind of how I was going to do it. I was going to do maybe 2, maybe I was going to do a couple, but I will be back. I'll be back on Friday, everybody. I send you love until that time. And thank you for joining with me with the Numerology Hour as I'm getting back into the swing of things. I appreciate you being here. I will see you all very soon. And Jennifer Rose is next week on Friday. And me. So we're up next. Take care. Please go with love, luck, and light. And I will see you soon. Bye.